Welcome to my new series called
Your Craft Questions with Jane.
The series where I answer your questions about craft or art or making stuff. Today we have a question from Instagram that says, what is gesso? What makes it different from white acrylic paint? White paint is to gesso as marshmallows are to Rice Krispie squares. White paint is an ingredient in gesso, and you're basically adding in a bunch of minerals to provide opacity and also some grippiness. Typically, there's also like a, for lack of better words, glue added to gesso to just make it stickier. Where I live, even a basic bottle of gesso goes for about 20 bucks. If you want to DIY your own gesso at home, you can take any acrylic paint. What I do is I just put in cornstarch, which I realize is not a mineral, but it has the same effect, trust me. Do that and you will have a DIY gesso that provides good opacity and a sufficient amount of tooth that any extra layers of acrylic paint will have a nice texture to grip onto.
We have a question that asks, is Elmer's school glue the same as white glue or PVA glue? The short answer is yes. The long answer is no, but pretty much. Let me explain. White glue, school glue, wood glue, tacky glue, these are all in the PVA glue family. Different glues have different things added to them to make them washable or waterproof, but essentially, chemically, these things are all the same. Another big difference across the range of products under PVA are how fluid they are. Something like school glue is much more watered down than fan favorite Eileen's tacky glue. I don't buy school glue. I just don't love the consistency of it. If I need a thinner glue, I will just add water to my glue wall product. I do occasionally buy thicker glues like wood glues and tacky glues, but if you are in a pinch and you want to thicken up some glue you already have, let some sit out in a dish in a dry room for a while. Stir it often until some of the water has evaporated off. I don't recommend heating it up to do this. The other option is to add something absorbent like cornstarch or baby powder. This will suck some of the water out of the glue, make your stuff thicker, and shouldn't affect the stickiness too much. I've got a question from TikTok here that asks, can I put acrylic paint directly on wood or do I need to do some other prep work first? There are really no rules for this. A lot of the prep work you might want to do is related to what you want your finish to look like. So if you're painting on, say, a craft wood box, a lot of this is going to be made out of basswood. There is not a lot of grain happening, so you can paint directly on this and you're not going to see a lot of the wood texture bleed through. If you're going to paint on softwood like this cedar here, you can see this wood has a lot more going on so far as texture and character. Knots like this will always eventually bleed through the paint over time. If you really don't want any of that wood character to come through your paint finish, you're really going to want to put down a gesso or an acrylic primer before you start with your paint. If you're looking for a rustic look where you can see the wood character underneath the paint, this might be fine for you. If there's a lot of water in your paint body and you're not priming it, you may find that the grain raises a little, giving you a bit of a fuzzy texture in between coats. You can knock that down with a 220 grit sandpaper and put another coat of paint right on top. Hope you find that information helpful. If you did, give this video a like. If you have any craft questions you'd like me to answer, leave them in the comments, and make sure you're following along for more crafty content.